Ah, 'tis Tarkat, just the one I have been seeking that he might repay the 2 pieces of copper which I lent him a moon ago, also the piece of silver which I lent to him before that. We are well met. I can make good use of the coins this very day. What say, boy? What say?
I'm sorry, very sorry, but this day I have neither the copper nor the silver which I could repay.
Then get it. Surely thou can get a hold of a few coppers to repay the generosity of an old friend.
'Tis because ill fortune does pursue me that I cannot pay.
Ill fortune? Was blame the gods for thine own weakness. Ill fortune pursues every man who thinks more of borrowing than of repaying.
Come with me, boy, while I eat. I am hungry and will tell thee a tale.
Ah, hello. Tarkat, thinkest all the world could look to a man a different color from what it is?
I dare say.
Well, I know it to be true, for I myself have seen the world all of a different color from what it really is, and the tale I'm about to tell thee relates how I came to see it in its right color once more. Dabasir will tell a tale. The tale I'm about to tell thee relates to my early life and how I came to be a camel trader. Does anyone know I once was a slave in Syria? Oh, Dabasir, a slave in Syria. When I was a young man, I learned the trade of my father, the making of saddles. I worked with him in his shop and took to myself a wife. Being young and not greatly skilled, I could earn but little, just enough to support my excellent wife in a modest way. But I craved good things which I could not afford. Soon I found that the shopkeepers would trust me to pay later, even though I could not pay at the time. I paid as I could, and for a while all went well. But in time I discovered I could not use my earnings both to live upon and pay my debts. Ah, 'tis Dabasir, just the one I have been seeking. Ah, 'tis Dabasir, we are well met. For 2 years I had a relentless and unsuccessful life working for caravan traders. From this I fell in with a set of likable robbers who scoured the desert for unarmed caravans. Such deeds were unworthy of the son of my father. We met with success on our first trip. The second time we were not so fortunate. Being a reckless youth, I thought it merely an adventure.
Of eunuchs we have plenty, but of camel tenders we have few, and they're a worthless lot. Ask the slave if he can lead a camel.
What know you of camels? I can make them kneel, I can load them, I can lead them on long trips without tiring if need be, I can repair the trappings. The slave speaks forward enough. If thou so desire, Sirrah, take this man for thy camel tender. So I was turned over to Sirrah, and that day I led her camel upon a long journey. I took the occasion to thank her for her intercession, and to explain that I was not a slave by birth.
How can you call yourself a free man when your weakness has brought you to this? If a man has in himself the soul of a slave, will he not become one no matter what his birth, even as water seeks its level? If a man has within him the soul of a free man, will he not become respected and honored in his own city, in spite of his misfortune? Why do you sit by yourself and don't enjoy the society of the other slaves?
I wonder if I have the soul of a slave. I cannot join them, so I must sit apart.
I too must sit apart. My dowry was large, and my lord married me because of it. Yet he does not desire me. Because of this, and because I am barren, I must sit apart too. For if I was a man, I would rather die than be such a slave. But the conventions of our tribe make slaves of women.
What think thou of me by this time? Have I the soul of a man, or have I the soul of a slave?
Have you a desire to repay the debts you owe in Babylon?
Yes, I have the desire, but I see no way.
If you contentedly let the years slip by and make no effort to repay, then you have the contemptible soul of a slave.
But what can I do who am a slave in Syria?
Stay a slave in Syria, you weakling.
I am not a weakling.
Then prove it.
How?
Doesn't your great king fight his enemies in every way he can and with every force he has? Your debts are your enemies. They ran you out of Babylon. You left them alone and they grew too strong for you. Had you fought them as a man, you could have conquered them and been one honored among the townspeople. But you hadn't the soul to fight them, and behold, your pride has gone down until you are a slave in Syria. Come now.
Yes.
My mother is very sick. Saddle the 2 best camels in my husband's herd. Tie on water skins and saddlebags for a long journey. The maid will give you food at the kitchen tent. Take these up. Dabasir, have you the soul of a free man or the soul of a slave?
The soul of a free man.
Now's your chance to prove it. Your master has imbibed it deeply, and his chiefs are in a stupor. Take then these camels and make your escape. Here in this bag is raiment of your master's to disguise yourself. I will say you stole the camels and ran away while I visited my sick mother.
Thou hast the soul of a queen. Much do I wish that I might lead thee to happiness.
Happiness awaits not the runaway wife who seeks in it far lands among strange people. Go your own way, and may the gods of the desert protect you, for the way is far and barren of food or water.
A fitting end for a runaway slave.
Thy debts are thy enemy.
What can he do? He's just a slave.
Dabasir, hast thou the soul of a slave or the soul of a free man?
If he had the soul of a free man, what then?
What matters hunger? What matters thirst? They are but incidents on the road to Babylon. How about thee, Tarkad? Does thy empty stomach make thy head exceedingly clear?